What's going on YouTube? Thatcher here for another fragrance review. What I'm gonna do is something a little different. I was planning on doing a top 10 or a top 5 2015 summer frags, my top. But I decided to do something a little different because I've done that last year and a lot of people tend to do that. So what I'm gonna do is my top 5 frags for scorching summer heat. The ones that really shine in a very extreme heat. Do well when it's not as hot, but like a lot of fragrances, even summer colognes, like they just don't do well in a very high heat. Like they can still be cloying, but these ones here is when they really shine, the ones that I picked. So I'm going to jump right into it. First, I got 2 honorable mentions followed by my top 5. So my first honorable mention is going to be Cheapy. It's from the house of Ocean Pacific, and that's OP Juice. This is the bottle. I actually tried this one out like 15 years ago. It smells really good. It's like a real berry kind of a smell. A little bit like Aqua or Nautica Voyage. It's got like that real, just this real beachy kind of smell to it. It doesn't last. That's the thing. I mean, this one here is one of those like you get like maybe, you know, you could douse yourself 7 sprays. It might last like 2 to 3 hours, but even then, it's like really close to the skin. Maybe the first hour, people, you know, it's a little further. But in a really high heat, because you're sweating, the body temperature's up. I mean, it just really it jumps out. You know, that's the good thing about the heat and what fragrances with lousy performance, isn't it? Really high heat, sweating, gym environments like that, that's the only time that will work. So sometimes that's a good thing too, because you don't really, like I said, you know, some colognes, like even for me, like say Allure Sport in the summer when it's like 100 degrees, that could be too much because that's a little thick and that's a summer fragrance. So this one here, OP Juice, as my first honorable mention. Give it a try. It's pretty cheap. It's like maybe, I think this one here is the 2.5. It's if you go to FragranceNet, it's around 15 bucks, probably less than that, probably like 13 bucks. So it also comes in a 1.7, which is even cheaper, but it's only a few dollars cheaper, so you might as well go with this one. And another thing too, this one's good if you put in a gym bag or you might worry about breaking a bottle. It has that little rubber coating to it. So the only thing that sucks is sprayer sucks. I mean, it's working now, but usually when you first get it, and if you guys get it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You kind of have to prime it. You have to pump it like 5 times before it finally works. So other than that, I like it. It's, you know, like I said, less than 15 bucks. It's a good frag. It's different. It's not too different, but it's a nice, real clean, energizing, berry kind of a beachy smell to it, like real airy, aquatic. It's really nice. So if you like, say, Nautica Voyage, Versace, Ifrash, it's kind of like in that genre right there, but it's different. It stands on its own. Okay, so my next honorable mention is going to be from the house of Prada. That is Prada Infusion Dome. This one here does really good in the high heat, doesn't good in the not so high heat, but it's really clean. You know, you want less is more. You can, this one can be, you can smell this from a distance, but well, the thing with this one, it doesn't stuff you up at all. I mean, I had sinus problems. I had a deviated septum, had surgery for that, allergy, all this shit. I have the worst sinuses in the fucking world. But this one here is like, even some colognes that I love, they'll clog me up, you know. But this one here never did. It'll never like really, you know, it's never cloying at all. It's probably the least cloying fragrance in the world. Having said that, it has good performance. You know, it's not a beast. You know, for projection, I give it like probably a 7 out of 10. But you know, you probably 2 sprays in the summer. It works really good in the high heat. A really clean smell. You don't smell like anything, like you're trying too hard or anything. Good dress up casual, just casual, whatever. You can date anything. It's just a really good clean smell. Like, you know, when I smell this, I think like clean. If I were to smell this on somebody, I mean, I don't know nobody who has it, but if I were to smell this, it just feel like, hey, this person has really good hygiene. They're clean, or, you know, like, you know, nice clothes or whatever. It's like, you know, it just makes you look kind of like, you know, just clean. I don't know how else to put it, but I like it. It's Prada Infusion Dome. Okay, get to my top 5. Number 5 is probably known for its lousy performance, but great smell, and that's none other than Dolce & Gabbana The One. So you'll know all about this one right here. It's got that tropical vibe to it. It's labeled as a summer fragrance. Excuse me, I catch jumping over my bottles here. So spray you. Anyway, this one, yeah, I hesitated to buy this one. I tried it. I had a hard time smelling it until I actually bought it in the winter. Until I was driving home and I had the heater on and it was like blasting off my wrist and I smelled it. It just smelled so good. I just said, you know what, let me just try it. But I was really disappointed in the performance. But again, I said, you know what? Like with the other 2, I figured, hey, you know, in a high heat, you know, especially in between the sheets, that kind of time, this thing, that's when it really shines. That's what it's good for. I know I've seen a lot of reviews on this. Some people, you know, they're always swapping it out. They want to get rid of it. And they talk about how much it sucks and all that. They love the smell, but it's just the performance. They say they always pass on it. Like buy, try, or pass. You know, they always like pass or try maybe at the best. But, you know, in a high heat, you'll smell it, man. You know, even like going out or, you know, this, you know, hanging around the house, if you have the windows open, you're that kind of person, we don't crank the AC, you rather have the windows open. I'm in South Jersey, it's hot as hell in the summer, so like if you're that person just sitting on the porch, you throw like 5 sprays, 7 sprays of this, you're probably gonna have to, but hey, people will smell you and they're gonna love it if they haven't smelled it already. And that's another problem. It's kind of popular. So but then again, yeah, it's popular, but it's the performance sucks so bad that people might not know what it is, because even though people wear it, they can't smell it on them. But you know, I probably won't buy another bottle of this, but I don't know, maybe I will. I don't know. This one I've had for a while and I don't really reach for it much, but I do. This summer I've been using it, so that's Dolce & Gabbana the one. Enough said on that. Okay, number 4 is from the house, from the house of Dior. That is Dune. This one has a sand note in it. It's kind of like a how would I put this? Like a tea, kind of reminds me of like a hay and sand smell. It really does smell like sand. I mean, I love the smell of this stuff. I mean, this is really classy, sophisticated. It's very transparent. Again, this is one that cannot get cloying. Like it just, but the performance ain't so great. If it's less than high heat, say 80 to even 90-degree weather, it's not really gonna perform too well. It's not gonna last too long. For 3 hours is what I expect. But you have to, that's what decants are for. So it's nothing a decant can't fix. It's just the price. It's the your price. You're talking probably $80 or so. I don't think this one's discounted. When I got this online. And actually, I didn't get this online, but I bought it. But then I did look online, and it was still the same price. It wasn't discounted. It was like probably, I think it was $78 or $82 for a 3.4. But I really like this one. If it's still around, if it hasn't been discontinued, I'll probably definitely buy another bottle of this. But anyway, that's number 4. That's Dune from Dior. Okay, number 3, Guerlain Homme Low. This one here is the Mojito vibe. It's a flanker to the original Guerlain Homme. This one is a little bit more fresher, a little more citrusy, if that's a word. My grammar sucks, but anyway, you get the idea. This one I get a lot of compliments with because it's different. It really stands out. You know, if you're tired of the run-of-the-mill aquatic fragrance for summer, I mean, this is a definitely go-to for me right here because you just kind of stand out. And again, it's like, it's really good in the high heat. It's very refreshing. It's like invigorating. Like on a hot day, you're sweating balls. You know, like if you work in a hot warehouse or, you know, construction shit like that, go home out the shower with this on here, man. Just so clean, just wakes you up. It's got a real invigorating smell to it. You know, women love it. It's different, you know. So that's number 3, Guerlain Homme Low. I don't know if it's discontinued or not, but as far as I know, I still see it online here and there. But I've had this one for a while. I kind of take it easy with it because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it again. Okay, number 2, the King of Saudi Arabia, or whatever the fuck, Millésime Imperial. Y'all know about this one. You know, got that watermelon vibe, even though there's no watermelon in it. But that salty sea breeze, great smell, nice and clean. Compared to Sean John's Unforgivable, that one can be cloying. To me, that one's always been a lot thicker, a little bit more synthetic. Most people probably can't tell because, you know, they don't have a developed nose. But I've been in fragrance like 4 or 5 years now, so I really sniffed around a lot. I could tell the difference, what's quality and what's not. But this one here, I'll probably always have it. I'll buy another bottle. I had this one for about 3 years, and it's probably almost done, so I'm kind of taking it easy on it. You know, this was the 2011 batch, I believe, or 2012, one or the other. And you know, there's batch variations on this one. They say the older ones are better. Some say the 2013 is good. I mean, you just have to, I don't know. I think, personally, I think it's all hype. I think it's just, you know, a way of people on, I mean, forgive me, some people who know more than me may differ with this, but I just think it's hype. I think it's people on eBay saying, hey, I got a better bottle. This one's the best. You know, I'll sell it to you for, hey, you know, 50 mils for $200. You know, I think it's just that's what's going on. But yeah, I could be wrong. You know, this is the only one I had, and to me, I smell that watermelon note. And, well, not watermelon note because there's no watermelon, but that watermelon that lasts for like 20 minutes or so, it's there. And I smell it. It works pretty good for me. The longevity, 4 or 5 hours, you know, about 5 sprays, you know, but if I get you, this is discounted 140. I think it's worth it. A lot of people shit on it and say, you know, I don't think it's worth it because it's a Creed, and for something to not perform that well, you know, for 2 to 3 hours like they claim, or you have to be like this to smell it. Yeah, it lasts, but you gotta be, you know, that's what I see a lot. I think, I don't know, maybe they're just smelling themselves too much and they just, you know, they can't smell it no more, but everybody else can probably smell it on them. So enough on that. You know all about it. Number 2, King of Saudi Arabia, motherfuckers. Creed's Millésime Imperial. Okay, number 1. This is probably one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And it's another one that's been loved and hated, mostly shitted on due to its performance. But again, in the high heat, when it's scorching, and you're hanging out at the beach at nighttime, especially nighttime when it's hot and humid. Like, again, I'm in South Jersey. It's humid as a motherfucker out here. I'm telling you, man. Shit, I used to live in California. That shit was 100 degrees every day, but it's dry out there. You know, it's not humid like it is here. I would take a 100-degree day out there over an 85-degree day here with 100% humidity. Anyway, this nighttime back deck patio, whew, Virgin Island water, man. Got some people over, got your girl over, whatever, you know, in between the sheets, whatever. I mean, it's not, it doesn't really seem like a sexy scent. You don't think like, but it is beachy. Just really just like, it reminds me just, I don't know, just being young at the beach nighttime. It's got that pina colada, lime. Man, I'm telling you, I could drink this shit. It was so good. I mean, I personally love like the smell of coconut and pina colada, and I used to like pina coladas when I drink. I mean, I'm on the wagon for now, but you know, when I do drink, I definitely love them. I'm telling you, man. I mean, this right here, even in less than scorching heats, like again, 85, 90 degree weather, I get pretty good performance with this. I mean, for the first hour or two, I get a good 2 feet, you know, 1 to 2 feet. It's out there. I could smell it, you know. And the way I'll spray it on the wall, like this is a new test that I have. I'll actually spray a little bit on the wall in my room. Walk out the room, like I won't smell it. I'll just cover my nose so I can't smell it. Walk out of the room. Then I'll come up to the door and see if I can smell it. You know, if it's like, you know, 2, 3, 5 feet away from the spot on the wall, it's like, if I could smell that, then obviously it's projecting. Yeah, so, you know, and people have smelled it on me. Like, you know, they'd be sitting like, there's my guitar, that's probably like 5 feet away. Yeah, I'd be sitting here and they'd be sitting on the couch over there somewhere. Like, what are you wearing? You know, they just came in and sat down. Like, you know, like my buddy come over and be like, yo, just come in. Yeah. You know, he's like, damn, what are you wearing, cologne? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, well, I don't know what the fuck people are talking about, and this shit only gets like 1 feet and dies down. This shit lasts. You know, even if it didn't, I don't care. The high heat will take care of it. That's why we have decants for it. Again, it's discounted, 140, man. You think of all the other fragrances you buy, the Chanels, the Dior's, and the Gucci's, or this or that, they're $80. You know, department stores are not discounted. This one, you know, for 140, you get extra 6.6 extra ounces than the 3.4. I mean, this ain't too far off, man. I mean, for the quality of the smell. So what if the performance sucks for you? Even if it did, if it was like 1 or 2 hours it lasted and only projected like a little bit for like the first hour, then came a skin scent after that, so what? I mean, it's so unique on its own. I mean, yeah, you got that Bath and Body Beyond, what's it called, Coconut Lime Breeze or whatever. That shit don't smell anything like this. That smells like just like it's a body spray, and that's what it smells like. I don't know how people say that's a cheap alternative to this. It is not. That shit smells like some cheap ass shit that cheap ass whores wear. Yeah, not that I'm a big fan of going up and smelling cheap ass whores, but you know what I'm talking about, man. You can tell when somebody wears cheap shit. That's what it smells like. Don't even fuck around with that stuff, you know. I've heard that, the comparison. I bought a bottle of that. I'm like, man, that shit sucks. There's nothing like this. This stands on its own. Any other one that tries to smell like it, like there's Tommy Bahama Set Sail Bart's. Yes, that it has like the same vibe, but it does not smell like this. Yeah, you got the tequila note and the lime, but it's not a pina colada. It's not a pina colada lime. It's not as transparent. It's not as no. It's nowhere near this. You know, I mean, Tommy, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. You know, it really is. So I mean, Tommy Bahama is probably like maybe a 7 out of 10 for me. And I'm a straight guy. I ain't the most sophisticated speaker. I ain't the most sophisticated frag cat out there. You know, I'm the most experienced maybe, but you know, I've been through, you know, hundreds of bottles of colognes, tried them out. I'm no bullshit guy. I'm a working class guy, and I just want shit that smells good, you know. I mean, I was at the point where I buy shit for collection purposes, but I'm past that now. I buy stuff that I'm going to wear, you know, and it has to be worth the money. This is worth the money. For discounted 140, 145 on FragranceNet, You can't go wrong. And fuck all that Creed Boutique Fresh shit bullshit. That ain't nothing but bullshit, man. Dude, look, when they come in a bottle before it's sprayed, there's no air hitting the notes. It's not degenerating. It's not going to do that until you pump it a few times. Then it starts to go bad. And